Tommy, t'as eu 59. 59 for Tommy. Non, Francis passe en avant, Seb va rentrer après. OK. Le 10 minutes de pratique commence. That's a 26 for Colin. 26 for Colin. Next up is gonna be Nizzo. Darren Takeda from Nizzo's Bad Shop. Drivers ready?
All right, thank you very much for that, Alex. And up next, we have Luik versus Darren. Drivers, you can go ahead and get into the pit box and start warming up. We got Luik representing on his Shark Carbon Fury from Carbon Fury, and Darren with his Sakura D6 from Nezzo's Bad Shopping. Well, my bad that I take names literally on here.
Well, maybe put your government name in the bloody system and I would have been able to tell.
Right. So if we rewind a little bit, we have Luik versus Nezzo. There we go. Now everybody's a little bit more happier. Let's get these drivers in their positions because it's about to go down with Luik in the lead and Nezzo in the chase in a... Is that a GT86? Wait. Hold on a second here. Is a GT86 up front and an RX-8 in the rear? Well, we can't see it from there. Get that on camera up to the line. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, when that car comes round on screen, you better take a screenshot because there is nothing like that out here. That is fantastic. All right, judges, y'all ready up there? Drivers, are you ready over there? All right, watch the lights. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Luik in the Infinity Broke Boys and Nezzo in the GTRX 8. And it looks like we have a little bit of a punt from Nezzo, unless that was a little bit of a slow from that Infinity. But nonetheless, the drivers are back on track, getting sideways yet again from the outside zone, whipping it all the way around to that second outside zone. Will they make it to the third one? Yes, they will, quite nicely, might I add. Taking a little bit of a wide approach, mixing that inside clip, but we are picking up speed as we go into that final outside and crossing the line. Nicely done. Let's now wrap them around with Luik in the chase and Nezzo in the lead. Nezzo with the huge Wang Gang is going to be doing a huge initiation, I hope, into that first outside zone, right? I think so, and Luik is going to be right there in the chase to make sure he will lead that great run. Judges are currently communicating up there, which tells me that we are not exactly ready to go. So, with already, how many battles have we done so far? We've done 3 battles so far, this being the 4th. How are we feeling out there, Canada? You know what? I'll give that a pass-fail. We'll work on it. We'll work on it as the night goes on. But, judges, are we ready up there? They're trying to review the footage from the first half of the battle. I wonder if that had anything to do with the first initiation box. But you know what? Nonetheless, this is what drifting happens, folks. We try to keep it entertaining as possible. But now that we have this one moment of time, Nezo, I wanted to ask you about this beautiful combobulation you have here of a GT86 up front and an RX8 shell basically all around. How did you accomplish that?
I bought it from my buddy Justin.
So, Justin, where is he here now? Oh, he's not here today. Did he tell you exactly how he built the shell?
No.
Is that his secret and we'll never know?
Yes.
Is there anything you could tell us about the brand of shell?
I think it's a combination of a Tamiya and a Pandora. It's been clipped in the front end with an interior cage and big wang gang. So he just put it together.
All right, you know what? Props to Justin if you're watching this at home. You did a fantastic job. Usually front-end swaps don't go generally well, but you, Justin, you did that quite nicely. And, of course, we have to find out Loic's beautiful Infinity. How exactly did you build that car?
I just put it together.
Simple as that, folks. You don't need to go too hardcore into it. But what brand and what shell did you go with to use that Infinity shell?
It's the Shibata shell.
The Shibata shell, okay. And then underneath you have I believe it was a Shark Carbon Fury under there?
Yeah, it's the Carbon Fury Shark.
And how does that feel underneath there?
Really good.
Yeah, it looks perfect out there. I'm hoping that it looks good out in the chase. I mean, that lead line was perfect until we had that little miscommunication up there on the outside zone. But after that, it was pretty smooth sailing with both drivers going back to back. So I'm excited to see what happens on the chase. Now, within the chase for you, how do you think you hold up in that chase position?
I don't know. I'll try to stay a little bit further.
That makes sense to me. And Nezo, how do you feel about being in the lead?
I'm just going to send it.
You're just going to send it?
Big wang gang.
You know what? With a big wang gang, your mentality does change into that in order for you. Like, listen, look how huge that wing is. Obviously, you're going to have to just do a little bit of like a wall scrape, just clean off the dust there and just keep up.
Review it. But going into this battle, right now, both drivers are even going into the second half. The second half is going to determine who's going to win this battle.
All right, sounds good. And with that, judges, I'd assume you're ready? Drivers, are you ready? All right, watch the lights. And the lights, there we go. I knew they're going to come eventually. But here we go, Nezo in that GRX7 and with Loic in the chase. Wow, a really smooth start with Nezo in the lead. Very nicely done. Loic in the chase is currently beating down the pressure in order to make sure that he is door-to-door. Woohoo! Almost a little bit of an overtake as he's right there on that front fender. But Nezo is not backing down as he beautifully lines his car up for this wall ride outside zone. Puts it deep into the pocket with a very nice finish. Nicely done. And it looks like Loic has been beached on the circle there and has now been freed by a track marshal offside. All right. Beautifully done, drivers. Nicely done. Really nice entry from Nezo and a really aggressive chase from Loic. But I think the judges are now going to be coming down to their decision, especially after the initiation from the first half of the battle. So, what's up? Who's where? Anthony's over there. All right, Anthony's beckoning me, which means he's either going to A, yell at me, B, love me, or C, all of the above. One of them. All right, with that notation from Anthony, I will definitely take that into consideration. But now we are going back to the judges, to which they still haven't had their point made. That's fine. I don't need to worry about that. What we do need to worry about is who's going to be taking away this win. Nezo, how did you feel about that lead run back there?
It was pretty good. It was pretty smooth. I just kind of sent it. I got my entry, and then the technical area was a little bit wibbly, kind of a little bit loose. Then I kind of cleaned it up and just hammered it through the final. So I feel pretty good.
Nice. And then, Loic, how do you think that chase went for you back there?
It was a nice lead run, so it was easy to chase.
Perfect. As you can see, viewers, if you have a good lead run, your chase driver will follow perfectly, which is exactly Nezo's point as we brought up before. If you have a good lead line, your chase will follow perfectly.
All right, so here we go. On that battle, we're going to go one more time.
Ooh.
So here's it's not unanimous. It is 2-1, and that's fine. I respect that because that was a really good judging call. The issue is if you watch the second half of that battle, Nezo is smooth throughout the track for the most part. There's a hiccup there, but it gives Loic the opportunity to get on his door. Loic has a hiccup starting, but after that he gets on his door. But that first half of that battle was a little iffy, and the second half wasn't the greatest. So the judges want to see you guys clean it up going into round 2.
All right, thank you very much for that clarification, Alex. Let's go ahead and get these drivers ready for their first one more time battle. So judges, are you ready? Drivers, are you ready? Light them up. And here we go. With the lights turning green, it is now the one more time battle between Loic and Nezo. Here we go. Beautifully done into this first outside zone. Super smooth all the way around. Looking good. Those huge wangs on those cars are looking mighty fine. But Loic is doing an impressive job in that lead. Does miss that outside zone, but he's going to clean it up for the second and third zone. Nezo, meanwhile, keeping up a really nice proximity as they go from the inside to the final outside zone. Nezo doing a beautiful dive bomb in the chase. Wow, that GT RX-8 just slammed the competition in the chase. Really nicely done. But Loic giving him that lead crisp line in order for Nezo to really throw down some nasty angle in the chase. All right, now that we got the driver swap, we're going to have Nezo in the lead versus Loic in the chase. So judges, are you ready? Drivers, are you ready? Let's light them up. And with the lights aglow, Nezo leaves the line pretty aggressively and is a rocket ship out the line with a beautiful first outside zone to the second. Loic is going to be right there in the chase, making sure to mimic every single angle that Nezo is on. That rear bumper is just parallel. Whoa, a little bit of a momentum change. I don't know what happened back there, but it definitely out of the norm. Nezo is going to reset himself going into this final outside zone. Loic is going to hang back, but both drivers are going to get bumper to bumper on that wall. Oh my Lanta. That was some absolutely fantastic driving. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we have one more times. That way the drivers can both get an opportunity to then reset themselves and throw down a cleaner, better battle. I got one of my team drivers here, one of the best in Jersey on the East Coast, Anthony Tokyo Torres. He's a little bit camera shy, but he'll be just fine.
Hi, Mom.
All right. Oh, doing track interviews.
That's what we're doing.
All right, we have a decision already.
Who is it?
After a video review, Loic is going to move on. Loic is going to move on. Nezo, in that battle, going into the second half of the battle, I had Nezo a +1 because I thought he stole it in the chase.
I'm just going to let that simmer for a bit because that was great. How, Nezo, how bad is it? All right. With Julian in the lead, Jay in the chase. Drivers, are you ready? Judges, are you ready? Let's go ahead and line them up. And light them up. There we go. All right, with a very fast start from that WRX driven by Julian, followed by Jay Henry in the chase. Wow, that huge Wang Gang WRX is absolutely throwing down some nasty angle with that GR Corolla hopping up and down like a lowrider, trying to keep up in the chase. Some good proximity as we, whoa, almost looks like the GR Corolla was trying to sideswipe and take out the WRX. Whoa! I hope someone was recording that because dadgum, we got some Skate 3 vibes going on right there. Jay trying to keep up with Julian's WRX, decided to take the inside line, hoping to keep up, and decided to do a little bit of a rail grind and an ollie right off the wall. Wow. I was not expecting that. See, folks, sometimes drifting can be entertaining without the announcer, but that was absolutely fantastic. Wow. I'm just gonna let that simmer for a bit because that was great. How Nezo, how bad is it? Anything? We're good? All right. We are good to go.
By run with Dave at the line. Judges, I guess you're ready for your entertaining show. Dave, are you ready for an entertaining drop? Let's light him up. Never seen these, but this, ladies and gentlemen, is an HPI Chevrolet Camaro 2010 SS, and it looks like Dave is very comfortable in this car. With that short bumper in the back, he's able to match it up perfectly with the rear wall. Absolutely dominating the horsepower. He's the top wall line. Touching up from the second to the third outside zone, lining it up from the inside. Smooth and steady wins the race as the red Devil Camaro makes his way around the course.
All right, we got a quick decision. By moves on again.
Very nicely done. And up next, ladies and gentlemen, after that, by do we have a battle that we can actually do this on, Alex? You know, I'd like to have entertaining of like 2 drivers at a time, but you know what? If we don't have 2 drivers, that's fine. I don't need 2 drivers, I just need 1 driver. Are you the third byron, E-Man? Oh my gosh. Alex, I need battles, not buys. What's that? Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are ending this first top driver bracket, and now we're going to be going into the next one. So, if I call your name, and listen carefully, we have, you can say that first one. GC, Papu. Oh, it's Papu, all right. So we need Papu, we need Raph, Mark Andre, Christian 12 letter, 11 letter, hey, Rebecca, Maxime, David, Mark P, Anthony Torres, Catherine, Mark Charleston, Roughhouse, Kellyanne, Patrick, and Leo. Leo, if I just call your name. Oh, Leo's not here? He's gone home. Gotcha. All right. Well, based off of that, if I just call your names, get your cars ready and off track. But we got one more run before we can start up the next bracket here. And we want to leave poor E-Man up here. He is our young prodigy from New Jersey, representing Apex Club and that S13. So, E-Man, are you ready? Judges, you ready for your young prodigy? Oh, Alex is going on at this point. Alright, line up! Oh, fuck! Oh, what's the matter? Alex is finally around that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, watch as the young prodigy, E-Man Ezekiel, whips his Apex Glide into the wall. Okay, he's going to regroup himself, going into the first outside zone. Here we done. Back transition to the second. Whips the Apex Glide. We're right all the way to that third outside zone. And now all the way to the fourth. Nicely done. My voice from the inside to the outside into the final zone. We're right on the line all the way and across the line. If you want to see this kid throw down more stuff, make sure you go ahead and check out his social media. And if you come to New Jersey, he can throw down some nasty lines at RC Call and Cinnamon City. And with that, we have concluded the first half of our bracket, now going into the next group of drivers.
This guy here, he beat me today.
Yeah.
That's okay.
One more time though.
It was a great battle.
It was really nice.
Ah, yes.
Everybody on the starting line to know that toi si t'avais. Puis c'est pas moi. Ok, tout le monde, préparez-vous. Le 5 minutes de pratique, 5 minutes of practice starts now.
Well, I can't drive no more, so I got to do something.
Anthony.